What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here. It is officially Woj Bomb season. You're minding your own business, getting ready to watch the Cleveland Cavaliers on a Sunday afternoon, and Woj and Shams just come across, dropping bombs all over the place on the old NBA Twitter sphere. I said on the Sunday video, this is my absolute favorite time of the year, along with NBA free agency. I love NBA transactional season. It is my favorite thing. When I would play NBA 2K for hours on end, it would be simulating franchises, not actually playing the game itself. I love this stuff. So, Kyrie to the Mavs to team up for Luka, for DFS, Dinwiddie, and a 2029 first round pick. God damn. Do I feel old hearing draft picks in the year 2029? There's just something about that makes it sound like they traded a pick that's taking place during the Jetsons. Like, I don't even understand what's happening right now with 2029 picks being traded. Whew. Let's start with the Nets side first. The Nets, I think, killed this trade. I think they made out extremely well. To me, the only other real suitor was the Lakers with Westbrook and either one pick or two picks, or the Nets getting picks and Westbrook getting shifted to a third team and, some other pieces and parts moving back and forth. But with the limited trade market for Kyrie, like the Clippers, I guess, were in there, but I don't really know what they were going to be able to give up. This seems like a massive win. Dinwiddie is whatever. He is a perfectly serviceable, fine NBA point guard. DFS is a legitimately Dorian Finney-Smith, a legitimately really good NBA player. He is amazing defensively. He fits on any team in the league. And then anytime you could get an unprotected first that far into the future, and they may end up, this ESPN article says they may end up flipping that this week to make the roster better around KD. But anytime you can get a pick that far out into the future, that's just a pure lottery ticket. That thing could be liquid gold. You never know. The NBA, life comes at you fast. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot. I get it. But when Kyrie demands a trade, and listen, Kyrie is mega talented, but he has nuked multiple teams now. He blew up the Cavs when he was on there with LeBron. I'm well versed in that one. I was a season ticket holder during that time. I went to a lot of those games. I've seen Kyrie play almost more in person than any other player in the league. He left an amazing situation in Cleveland to go to Boston. Another amazing situation with Brown, Tatum. Hayward technically was on that team before he got hurt. He nuclear bombed that situation. Goes to the Nets with KD and Harden and blows that one up with on and off the court antics. The amount of risk involved with this guy is insane. There is massive talent. Do not get me wrong. He hit the biggest shot in my life. He hit one of the biggest shots I've ever seen in my life in Game 7 of the NBA Finals to give the Cavs a win against the Warriors. Him and LeBron playing together was absolutely fantastic. They fit perfectly next to each other. So the talent is there. He's having an outstanding year this year, the last couple weeks. But with him, it's all about what could happen next. Maybe this works out for the Mavs and they make a big championship run. It is a massive risk for the Mavericks. This is a home run swing. And we'll get to the Mavericks side because that one's a little bit more complex. But from the Nets side, I think this is they did extremely well on this trade from the Nets perspective. Getting DFS, Dinwiddie, and a first. Dinwiddie and DFS, if they want to keep this core together and try to play with it, will fit in seamlessly next to KD. And now they have the first round pick that they could try to flip for something else potentially. Maybe get Ben Simmons off the roster or pick up another piece to come into play with them. Give Cam Thomas some more minutes. He blew up the other night. Massive win from the Nets side, in my opinion, given what else was out there. There just wasn't a lot of trade options out there. Let's talk about the Mavericks side. The Mavericks have been chasing the mistake of not paying Jalen Brunson for months now. They had the opportunity to sign him to a very, very reasonable contract during the season last year, screwed that up. Then they didn't want to pay him the max in the offseason. He left for the Knicks. He's been fantastic this year, and he was really good last year. Now, is he as good as Kyrie Irving? If you're just talking talent on the court, absolutely not. Kyrie is the better player. If you're just talking, put the players on the court in an NBA 2K simulation, Kyrie is way better. Brunson is really, really good, almost an all-star. Brunson is legitimately a very, very, very good NBA player, but he is not on Kyrie's level from a pure talent situation. The problem is, because they didn't sign Brunson, it sent him down this path. Now, because they didn't sign Brunson, they had to make this trade. They had to give up DFS. They had to give up Dinwiddie and the first round pick. The problem here is, if this doesn't work, they are really out of options. They traded away one of their future unprotected firsts. They traded away probably their second best player in DFS. In all honesty, I know that kind of sounds crazy, but if you're talking all around, he was probably their second best player. Christian Wood was probably their second best offensive player. DFS was probably their best all-around player. He was also one of their last true trade chips. So you've emptied the cupboard now for Kyrie. So if this thing blows up in your face and this doesn't work, and they said they're tabling extension talks till the offseason, let's say he just walks. Now you're really screwed. You do clean up your cap a little bit, getting Dinwiddie off the books, getting DFS off the books. So you have that for you, but the free agency class next year is not that great. And you don't have anything else left to trade. That's where this gets a little bit scary. Maybe it works. Maybe Kyrie comes in, fits in, signs an extension, and everything's hunky-dory. The problem is that has just never happened anywhere that he has been for long term, other than his his only stint with Cleveland. He was drafted by them. He played really well. LeBron came in, played really well. And then things went sideways after the 2017 season. If this blows up in the Mavericks' face, they are low on assets to go out and acquire future talent to play alongside Luka. Mavs are going to be interesting. So say Kyrie comes in and plays great, plays basically just like he is with the Nets, causes no issues the rest of this year, and teams up with Luka. They're going to be extremely fun to watch. They're going to be a blast to watch. And I adore Luka. I love Kyrie as a player on the court. It's the threat of him blowing up your team that is the problem with Kyrie. I loved Kyrie as a Cavalier. He was my favorite Cav when he was on the Cavs. I loved watching him play. He is a blast to watch play. Their biggest problem is going to be defensively. They are not going to be able to stop anybody. I feel like they have to make a second deal between now and Thursday to bring in some form of defense because they have nothing. Dorian Finney-Smith was basically their entire defense, and he is gone now. And they are all offense all the time. Bet the overs on Mavs games. Should be interesting. Like I said, I think the Nets killed it, and it's a home run play by the Mavs. It could work out. It is just extremely risky, in my opinion. I think Kyrie and Luka are going to be fun next to each other to watch. I look forward to seeing it play out and seeing what happens. From a card perspective, we'll see if this gives Luka a little juice. I don't think that this makes them an instant contender this year or anything like that. Are they a better team today? Probably. But like I said, my whole thing goes back to, I guess this is the key question. Would you rather have Brunson on the contract they could have had him on, plus Dinwiddie, plus DFS, plus your pick? Or would you rather have Kyrie? Because that's really what happened. Because they did not sign Brunson, it set the dominoes in motion to force them to make a home run trade on Sunday to bring in Kyrie to get the second star next to Luka, when you could have just kept Brunson. That's really the whole problem here. Hope it works out. As someone that has a couple nice Luka cards, I want him to win. I like Luka. I like watching Luka play basketball. Luka and Kyrie next to each other, from an entertainment perspective, if nothing else, should be a lot of fun. We'll see what happens. Catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace.